This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. Florida is in the midst of something the state hasn't experienced in 11 years, a hurricane set to make landfall. Hurricane Hermine continuing to make its presence felt. We have live team coverage tonight. ABC7's Ray Collins and Kate Flexter are standing by, and ABC's Marcy Gonzalez will also join us live from the Panhandle this evening. But first, we're going to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, who's been following this very closely. Bob.
Yeah, Haley, hard to believe this thing is now a hurricane. Just about 5 days ago, the GFS, or the American model, had it fizzling out for the most part, and it was doing that at one point, but the European model seems to have gotten this right. It is a hurricane, a Category 1. It is about to make landfall. Now, the outer band of the eye wall is starting to make landfall already, but it's the center that has to cross land, or at least hit land, for it in order to be called a landfall hurricane at this point. So it's still out over some very warm water, still gaining strength, too, at this hour. Top winds are at 80 miles an hour. There's a slight chance it could gain a little bit more before it makes landfall. But look at this band of showers and storms. This is the same kind of feeder band that moved through our area around 6:30 to 7 o'clock and caused all sorts of damage across the Suncoast and did some power outages, as well as brought some very windy conditions, up to 60 miles an hour estimates with some of the bands and showers and storms that move through. So we'll have to watch this. It's pinwheeling. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to take a while, a couple of hours at least, before it reaches us here in Anna Maria, then eventually places southward. So another one building behind it, too. But once the hurricane makes landfall, things will start to weaken a little bit, but I still think this has enough power to make it on shore. So unfortunately, it may be a little bit of a disruptive sleep tonight. Around 2 a.m. is when high tide is, too, or near that. On top of that, that's when we think this band of showers will be moving on through and could produce some rough weather. These are all severe weather reports with damage and also wind gusts. So we had a wind gust at the airport up near 50 miles an hour. Also at the end of the Venice Pier, 54-mile-an-hour wind. And that is all a result of this these feeder bands that move through. Now, there's a tornado watch, a new one issued for North Florida now for these bands that are moving through. We still have a tornado watch north of us and out for coastal waters as well. But the area in red that you see west of I-75 still under a tropical storm warning. The flood watch will stay with us, although that flood concern is lessening somewhat. But if these storms start to train right across our area, it could be a problem on through Friday. But it's moving to the northeast pretty quickly now. The pressure is at a 984 millibars, which means it is weakening, and it's expected to cause all sorts of headaches across the southeast. Power outages, we've had quite a few already. There's still some more that could happen overnight. And those sustained winds at this hour still, we're getting some tropical storm force winds out in the water and the Keys. Lesser amounts as you push inland across our region. We'll have much more in our forecast, obviously, for the rest of this week and into the weekend, which is improving, coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Hurricane Hermine causing damage across parts of the Suncoast, as Bob mentioned this evening. One neighborhood of Sarasota County that got hit hard was in the area of McIntosh and Wilkinson roads. That's where ABC7's Kate Flexter begins our team coverage tonight live. Kate.
Well, Haley, this neighborhood was hit very hard. In particular, there are limbs down, as you can see behind me. There are also power lines down just down the road from here. And perhaps some of the worst damage was a downed tree that went through a man's houseboat. The man was rushed to the hospital. No word on his condition at the moment. Now, a lot of residents were saying that they thought that this was a tornado, but the National Weather Service not confirming that, saying instead they think it was just strong winds. Now, the interesting thing about this area in particular, though, was that that damage was really pinpointed to certain streets, even certain homes, some even watching it unfold in their front yards.
At the window, and it looked like the tree limb. Something caught the top of the tree. It looked like it almost circling around the tree and everything. Then all at once it cracked. It come flying right towards the house.
I've seen 40-foot, 50-foot boats up on Gulfstream. I've seen plows on Ben Franklin plowing sand, but that wasn't close to home, so you don't think it, will happen to you. But this is really nothing compared to, what could have happened. So we're very fortunate.
And if there is any silver lining in these sorts of situations, we're already seeing neighbors kind of help each other start to pick up the pieces out here. Reporting live in Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Kate. And we do want to keep you updated on school closures. Manatee County schools were closed today, and around 8 p.m. the district announced schools will be closed tomorrow as well. Meanwhile, schools will be in session, not closed tomorrow for Sarasota County students. Cardinal Mooney High School, which is a private school, has announced it will be closed along with all schools under the Diocese of Venice. USF Sarasota Manatee will also be closed. Holmes Beach is in an area of the Suncoast that's been especially pummeled by rain the last couple of days. Road after road there underwater. Officials issued an advisory to residents today to stay inside if possible. We can't stress this enough as well. The saying, turn around, don't drown. Emergency management officials are urging you not to drive or even walk through standing water.
Please don't try going out on the roads. If you do have to go out on the roads, we ask that you please do not enter roadways when you see water.
We're veterans with the storms, but this one's not to be messed with for sure.
The Manatee County and Sarasota County Emergency Operations Centers continue monitoring Hermine. Sarasota County issued a local state of emergency declaration to make sure that it has the resources and personnel needed to handle the storm. However, at midnight, Sarasota County EOC tells us they will be dropping that activation level from 1 to 2, which means it is now less urgent. They will still be staffed overnight. Some residents in Manatee County were hopeful that the worst was behind them after last night's heavy rain. ABC7's Ray Collins continues our live team coverage tonight. He is on the North Trail with the latest. Ray.
Haley, the storm is named Hermine, but for some it's the hit and miss storm. While many have had high rain, high winds, or a loss of power, there are others who so far have been lucky. Earlier in the night, the roads were more quiet than usual as many residents recovered from the previous night. How do you feel?
Vulnerable.
This woman lives in Swan Lake Village on 57th Avenue West in Bradenton. It's a complex built around a large pond, and some of that wind from Hermine may have blown across the water and peeled off part of that neighbor's roof.
But it's all good. We're good. I mean, we have a few things peeling back here and there, but we just kind of ride it out.
And Letitia Brios isn't letting her guard down.
It's a-coming. It's a-coming. Slowly but surely, because of the wind and the weather that causes the trees to twist in one way and the wind blowing towards you instead of against you.
Others, like Glenn Hannock, were starting to wonder if Hermine was going to appear Thursday night.
But it looks like we had more of a hurricane yesterday than today. We're in it, but I don't know where it is.
Well, it will be here, unfortunately, Glenn. Right now, just some strong gusts of wind that let you know this is not an ordinary gloomy Thursday. It's much more than that. And as Bob said, Anna Maria might see it first in a couple of hours. Live in Manatee County, I'm Ray Collins. Haley, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ray. It is certainly not advised, but we did find some surfers trying to take advantage of the weather conditions this evening on Lido Beach. We caught up with a few of them as they hit the waves, which were pretty substantial but choppy. Having a little audio issue there, but we checked down the road, the conditions in downtown Sarasota. This was video from Tamiami Trail right near the Ritz-Carlton shortly before 8 p.m. After we were hit with that heavy round of storms around that time of the evening, you can see there was some flooding, though not nearly as bad as what was happening on Holmes Beach today. And then on Lemon Avenue, there was a tree that came down and was partially in the road. Not seeing that photo, but you can also check that photo out on our Facebook page. And in Venice, both jetties were closed today. The South Jetty has been closed since yesterday because the parking lot flooded. The North Jetty closed in the afternoon after a woman was knocked over and injured on the rocks. Signs are posted asking people to stay out of the water. The jetties are expected to be closed until local officials feel that it is safe to be out there. The Sarasota County Fire Department responds to some damage at a mobile home park in the 3900 block of Bay Vista Street tonight. There was no structural damage. Some metal and debris from the home was torn off, but officials say that right there is not the roof. No one was home at the time. Power outages have dramatically increased across the Suncoast over the past few hours. They were in the hundreds this evening. Now they're in the thousands. FPL is working to restore power to more than 4,000 homes in Manatee County and 5,000 in Sarasota County. Charlotte County is dealing with just about 200 outages. FPL said earlier this week that it had around 5,000 employees ready to go specifically for power restoration. Sandbags will again be distributed tomorrow across the Suncoast. There are 5 locations in Manatee County, 3 in Bradenton, and 2 in Palmetto. Those are all listed there on your screen. They will be open at 8 a.m. Sarasota County officials will also have sandbags available at Newtown Estates Park, Twin Lakes Park, and the South County Fleet Facility. Right now, they plan on being open from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. unless conditions improve enough and residents no longer need the sandbags. The Big Bend and Panhandle bracing for Hermine to make landfall in that area. For more on the preparations going on right now and the impact that the storm has already had on those to our north, ABC News correspondent Marcy Gonzalez is joining us live tonight from Mexico Beach in the Panhandle. Marcy, thanks for being with us. Now, the storm is expected to make landfall soon. What are things looking like right now?
Well, here on this beach, and this is an area that was bracing for potentially some of the worst of the storm, things have actually been relatively calm. The wind is just now starting to pick up a little bit, but the rain has been off and on all day. The waves are definitely picking up, but things, again, relatively calm here, especially compared to what's happening to the east around Apalachicola. They're seeing already several feet of storm surge, and of course, that is one of the major concerns with this hurricane. There are some areas bracing for as much as 12 feet of storm surge. Haley.
And Marcy, what can you tell us about evacuations in that area?
Right, so there are some mandatory evacuations underway for some of the barrier islands, some of the coastal communities that are prone to flooding. We know shelters are open overnight tonight, and Governor Scott said he expects there will be hundreds to thousands of people who evacuate because of this storm. Haley?
All right, thank you, Marcy. Marcy Gonzalez live for us tonight on Mexico Beach. And straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast and the latest track on Hermine. Of course, what's happening where Marcy is could really be changing soon. Plus, as we just heard, a strong impact expected all across that Panhandle region. We will hear from our reporter in Tallahassee coming up after the break.
What does it mean when New South Window says factory direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter filter moved or broke, and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Well, Bob, this is kind of like the little storm that could, because
Right.
it was really iffy there for a while if it would
Right.
develop, and wow, it has.
You know, and it never really surprises me that these storms are so individual-like. I mean,
Right.
they, just like their names, they're very unique in what they do and how they behave. This one really is flared up over some very warm water temperature. We saw with a report from Marcy earlier, not a whole lot going on, but that's what we had
Calm right
tonight. Yeah,
now.
it was calm, and then all of a sudden, boom, look at this, outside our studios. Estimated to be 40 to 50-mile-an-hour winds blew up in just a short period of time. Those straight-line winds making their way through. We didn't see any rotation on some of the radar products, but boy, I ran into this earlier today, too, when another line came through at about 1 o'clock. And look at this, Val sending this, and he always gets the lightning shots. Well, he was scared. You should hear him talking during this video. We posted it up on our Facebook page as well as on mysuncoast.com. And those waves are from Lido, our wind, I should say, and causing big waves. He said this truck was teetering at one point, and the truck didn't want to move because it was just too concerned, and he was too, as those winds were estimated to be up to nearly 50 to 60 miles an hour. We did have a report of a 78-mile-an-hour wind up near St. Petersburg, or I should say near Clearwater Beach earlier. Boy, Van Wezel webcam at the same time. This is around 6:30 to 7 o'clock. You'll see it as it comes on in, and it just starts raining and also quite a bit of wind for just about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it calmed down. I think we're in for similar conditions again tonight. Now it turns over to storm surge possibilities. It's not going to be a huge one for us, but to the north it will be. They're expecting up to an 8-foot storm surge, and the reason why a little higher because it's been over the water for so long, and it gathers that water near its core, and then as it makes landfall, it causes all sorts of problems. So up to about an 8-foot storm surge, possibly a little less. Charlie, by the way, created an 8-foot storm surge, and that was a Category 4 storm. For us, we'll be on the low end, but it'll still happen. And it looks like it's happening now. In fact, across the region, we've got some reports there. Tides upcoming. This is important. High tide all up and down the Suncoast, anywhere from about right now until about 2 a.m. So this is the time for Sarasota Bay at 1:51. Then we'll have another one tomorrow afternoon at 1:41. It'll stay windy tomorrow. The winds right now are still pretty strong along the barrier islands, although this may be a little overdone. This may be some of the gusts here as a result of the sustained winds, and we're still seeing that tropical storm warning remain in effect for areas west of I-75 in Sarasota and Manatee counties. That has not changed at the 11 o'clock advisory, and the winds are still anywhere from 20 to 30 miles an hour into Warm Mineral Springs and into Northport. This is the graphic I show you coming out of, again, Port Manatee. And this is the actual tide that's supposed to occur, and this is what's occurring right now. So it's running about 2.5 feet above average, and we're at 4 feet already, going close to 5 feet here, I think, as we approach 1 o'clock this morning. That water has nowhere to go as winds switch to the southwest, and that's a pretty high tide, which will cause some localized flooding problems. You'll see a lot of that water washing over docks and washing over seawalls and inundating some of the yards and lawns around town closer to the bay. As far as the overall look goes, this is the big band that we're worried about. And unfortunately, you can see that lightning going all the way out a couple hundred miles off the coast of Sarasota and Manatee counties. Well, what that tells me is there's still a lot of energy out there. And although you don't see much rainfall there, the radar really can't pick that up. But the Lightning Detection Network does see that lightning all the way out into the Central Gulf. And again, a lot more lightning happening with this particular band of showers. And you can see it starting to approach Pinellas County. I would say give it about 2 hours, maybe a little less. It'll start to move into Anna Maria. And that has the potential for producing some very windy weather. It's about 40 miles due west-northwest of Anna Maria right now. So I figure sometime around 2 a.m., don't be surprised to hear some rumble or thunder or even the wind making quite a bit of noise too as it works through, because that first band that made its way through at 7, similar to what we're seeing right now out there in the Gulf of Mexico. Never underestimate these tropical systems, especially when they make landfall. They can spin up lots of things, and so we'll watch it. Although we're not under a tornado watch here, I would not put it out of the realm of possibilities. We may see a water spout or two develop along that line. Well, this thing really got going tonight. Look at this, a well-defined eye just at about 8:30 this evening as storms developed right around the center, a classic-looking hurricane at this point. And then it kind of gets a little bit torn apart, some drier air filters in, so not as impressive in the last few shots, a little ragged looking there on the eye, but still there's a slight chance that it could actually intensify over the next 2 hours because it's still right over some very warm water, the center is, as it moves to the north-northeast at 14 miles an hour. The pressure has been hanging there at about 984 millibars throughout the evening. It will get through and will cause all sorts of havoc here, although things are calm in some areas there. Things are going to change quite a bit. Apalachicola reporting sustained wind at 50 miles an hour, gusts up to hurricane force within the last hour. While the wave heights and the winds still strong out there in some of the buoys. You can see that 36 mile an hour, 38 mile an hour, just last at the Venice Pier, a 45 mile an hour wind gust there. So it's not over yet. And on top of that, it's becoming more southwesterly, and that pushes a lot of water right on into the coast. So the wave heights remain high here up and down the coast, and they'll stay that way. So, of course, no boating tomorrow, but beware as you go surfing. I know there's a lot of surfers out there. The rip currents will still be around. They'll still be pretty strong, and the waves will still be extremely high throughout the day. And it looks as though we'll see those waves stay with us right through the afternoon, too. We still have a lot of watches and warnings. Obviously, the tropical storm warning, the biggest aspect of all the warnings. And then we have the flood watch. That will stay with us, although I don't think that's much of a factor right now. And we also have the potential for storm surge. And it shouldn't be a really big event as far as storm surge goes, but we will see some problems, as I mentioned, on some of the coast there. Windy weather tomorrow, breezy on Saturday, but much better, more sunshine. We'll see a little bit of the sun, too, I think, by Friday afternoon. Temperatures will get back to 90 degrees on Sunday and more normal weather to return throughout next week. Haley?
Good sign for Labor Day. Thank you, Bob. A reminder that you can keep track of the latest developments on Hurricane Hermine along with some other storm-related information on our website, mysuncoast.com. That includes closures across the Suncoast. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. You probably have seen Bob and Josh Stone doing some Facebook Lives. Very informative. And more team coverage on Hurricane Hermine is next. Stay with us.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens,
count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology.
And focus on the Suncoast.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you. Temperatures are rising, and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get the all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $26,999 and get an additional $1,000 off with a trade-in. Hurry! Time is running out to get the new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Get ready, college football fans. When you buy a $5 or more Fantasy 5 ticket and enter your team's drawing, you could win great prizes like team merchandise, tickets to your team's games, and other bowl game experiences. You could even win a championship weekend prize pack in Tampa or $10,000 cash. Fantasy 5 from the Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
We heard earlier in the newscast from ABC's Marcy Gonzalez, who was live in Mexico Beach, that is in the panhandle of Florida. Meanwhile, ABC7's Stephen Jewenmal is covering Hermine preparations for us this evening in Wakulla County, which is just south of Tallahassee.
The rains have not let up here in Wakulla County all day. I'm standing on what used to be dry ground, but as you can see, this is now the overflow of the St. Marks River in Newport. I'm standing in about 12 inches of water, and it's only going to get higher from here. This is the boat ramp where a lot of people have come and just seen what it looks like. Now, this is the first hurricane to hit Florida in more than a decade, and as you can tell, the waters are rising. Let's show you just how fast the waters can go. When we first got here, this pole here that measures flood stages was at number 1, which was in white paint. Now it is clearly at number 2 in red paint, and we talked to locals. They said it can get all the way up to that teal colored number 5. Now, emergency management officials are warning residents that live by the Sopchoppy and St. Marks rivers to please protect their property and avoid travel altogether. Stephen Jewenmal, WWSB, ABC7.
Thank you, Stephen. And back here on the Suncoast, SRQ Airport is being affected by Hermine. 4 flights have been canceled, 2 departures and 2 arrivals. 1 flight has also been delayed. In weather events similar to this one, it's always a great idea to check ahead with your airline to make sure your flight is on time. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead and the latest on the track of Hurricane Hermine with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan when we come back.
ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Just to let you know, the Fantasy 5 numbers did not come down. We have no idea. That comes out of Tallahassee, but they are online now, so you can go check those out. And Bob, you'll be staying here. We'll all be hanging out and seeing, just to see how strong it's going to get here.
And we got another special from the National Weather Service, as we talked about during the newscast and the weather show. This line is very important. We watch this moving onshore, and it will be happening right around 2 o'clock, it looks like right now, and it could contain the same amount of winds that we saw earlier, 40, 50-mile-an-hour winds, and some very heavy rainfall. So, and it looks like a few lightning strikes on it too.
Good news is most people will be asleep, or at
Hopefully
least at home,
asleep,
off the road. So, and do stay tuned to our Facebook page and Twitter as well. Have a great night.